Coming up on Mountain News this morning, officials announced $1.2 million in federal funding to help distressed areas in the region get back on their feet. And whether your candidate won or lost in Tuesday's election, one company in Cincinnati thinks they have a way that everyone can come out ahead. Plus, just before Veterans Day, one veteran from West Virginia is being honored for his service and sacrifice.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. The time is 6 o'clock on November 8th. I'm Madison Pergram, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News This Morning. So we've made it to Friday. We're almost to the weekend, but let's go to Brandon Robinson because it is cold, and you're going to need a jacket, but there also might be some possibility of snow.
Hell no, I think it's all gone today. We had a little bit in some locations overnight, but there's a definite possibility, definite likelihood of cold as you head out the door this morning. Let's take a look at the satellite radar where the clouds continue to clear here this morning. It was kind of cloudy last night again. Some reports of some snow in some of those higher elevations, and most of the area, about, well, let's say 3/4 of the area clear from the clouds this morning, and the rest of that will start to go away as we head deeper into the day. You can tell where the clouds are and the clouds are not. Anywhere in the 30s, still a few clouds around. Anywhere in the 20s and 23 now in Moorhead, getting colder up there. There are definitely no clouds. There's also some wind, which is making it feel colder. Look at that. 17 is what it feels like in Monticello, 16 in Lexington and Moorhead, 19 Ashland and Wise. Your forecast today, breezy, 39 for a daytime high, 40 if you're lucky, even with the sunshine. And as we look ahead, we're tracking that next system that could be affecting us by early next week. But we have a nice weekend before we get to that. More on that here in a little bit. Madison?
Thank you, Brandon. Well, a grant that is aimed at helping distressed areas get back on their feet. Officials announced $1.2 million in federal funding to help establish the Appalachian Opportunity Zone Initiative. The initiative is to help counties and regions develop projects to help compete with other regions. Projects such as the Boonville Seeley Theater, which shut down more than 30 years ago. WYMT's Emily Bennett talked with the leader of this project about what is next for the theater.
The Steel Theater used to be the centerpiece of Boonville, and now, to many, it is just another rundown building.
Needs cleaned up because it has lead and mold, and it has some asbestos in it. But it's got a lot of deterioration on the inside of it because of where the roof went bad so many years ago before it was replaced again.
Sue Christian started a project nearly 10 years ago, trying to reopen the theater.
I think our county needs something hopeful, and we've got a lot of enthusiasm on our project.
And on Thursday, a $1.2 million federal grant was announced to help with projects like these.
Really going to make us more visible to other people. And so it was really good. It would be nice if somebody said, here's a bunch of money to do your project, but you know, all these baby steps are necessary.
4 years ago, they opened the Boonville Entertainment Center to see if the town even wanted a theater.
We have people who are interested in coming to plays here in this little facility. We pack the building whenever we do a play.
They show a movie every Friday night for free.
That kind of helps us offset the cost of the movie. And we also offer advertisement and things on our screen.
Helping to raise money to reopen the Steel Theater.
If you really want things to happen, sometimes you have to just dig in and keep at it.
Hoping the theater will once again be the centerpiece of town.
Sue Christian applied for a grant which will help them hire certified people to clean out the issues on the inside of the building. They hope this will be a leap forward to help them reopen. And a London artist has donated a painting to help with the annual Shop with a Cop. Judy Brown donated one of her paintings for a silent auction where the proceeds will go to the police department so they can give kids in that area in London $100 to spend on clothes and toys.
It's a way for us to just highlight this fundraiser and a way for us to get the word out and get some funding into Shop with a Cop.
You can bid on the painting through the London Police Department's Facebook page. And in the months leading up to Tuesday's election, signs promoting the candidates could be seen all over. Now that the results are in, many may be wondering what happens to those signs. One company in Cincinnati has found a creative solution that reduces waste and gives to those in need. Ken Brown has more on how that happens.
Whether your candidate won or lost in Tuesday's election, Funky Sunshine thinks they have a way that everyone can come out ahead.
It was a really genius idea, honestly. We've been doing this for 4.5 years, so we've had quite a few interesting questions on what we can recycle. I would say that pet food bags were the weirdest one, and kitty litter bags. But the signs, the election signs, it's a really smart one.
The idea came from a Funky Sunshine customer who called the store on Wednesday and asked if her political signs could be repurposed. The answer is yes, in the same way they repurpose plastic bags.
We've been taking grocery bags that are recycled from our whole entire neighborhood, and we make mats for the homeless.
The shop has repurposed thousands of bags in the last 4 years to create crocheted mats for those in need. This idea just helps further their zero waste initiative.
It's a little bit thicker, so it's a little bit harder to crochet into the mat, but overall you can use thinner strips of it so it goes a little bit further. And it's a little bit easier to cut up as well.
Several times a year, the shop hosts crochet events where a large group of volunteers will gather to make the mats. This time around, no matter the ballot issue, they'll all end up battling homelessness in the end.
It's a really good way to give back. And also it keeps stuff out of the landfill, which recycle, reuse, reduce.
It's a goal that Military Missions works on year-round, sending care packages to people deployed in the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, and Coast Guard. But during the holiday season, they call in backup. Operation Send is an annual event where hundreds of volunteers come together. Each care package is filled with daily essentials like shampoo and conditioner, but also extra items like snacks and even handwritten Christmas cards. Donating the items that go into the care packages and packaging the boxes themselves.
Labor of love, it's a labor of gratitude and a labor of support, and trying to make sure that those men and women who are deployed in harm's way around the world are not forgotten, especially at Christmas.
A small bit of service that people can do from home to help out those away from home who are serving our country. And Duff Allen Central Elementary held its Veterans Day program on Thursday. This will be the 12th year for the program put on by the music teacher and elementary and middle school students. WYMT's Lacey Roberts talked with those in attendance about why this program means so much to them.
Honoring local veterans who have served our country, Duff Allen Central Elementary invited veterans to join in Thursday's festivities.
It warms my heart to get to see them and have fun.
Speakers, including Floyd County Judge Executive Robbie Williams, honored the Disabled American Veterans Group. Williams, who knows the sacrifice these veterans faced, is a veteran himself. He served in both the National Guard and Marines.
They deserve our deepest respect and admiration. We are a fortunate nation to have our veterans in our midst.
It is important educating these children on what they fought for.
We can't pay back. We can't do anything for them to even make up for the sacrifices that they have made.
A program that started 10 years ago continues to teach lifelong lessons.
It does me really good to see these young people. Our time is about up. We've served our country, we've done our best, but these young people need to know what the foundation of our nation is the military.
Lessons they will carry with them, remembering the fight in them is for a better future. In Floyd County, Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News.
They also had an empty table setting symbolizing fallen veterans who could not be there. And just before Veterans Day, one vet in West Virginia is being honored for his service and sacrifice, but it comes decades after he served. In a ceremony fit for a hero, students at Fort Gay Pre-K through 8 in Wayne County gathered as the school honored John T. Copley, a U.S. Army vet born in Williamson, West Virginia. He served in Vietnam from 1963 to 1966. In 1965, he was conducting a resupply mission in Saigon within the area of the U.S. Embassy when the building exploded. Copley put others before himself, running into that burning building to rescue so many others. Now, years later, that sacrifice is being honored.
We know that he is tough and brave, but the sacrifice that it was validated.
He was presented with medals he earned so many years ago. The delay was caused by an error in his paperwork. Copley's sister told us after he was honorably discharged in 1966, he went back to Marshall to get his bachelor's degree. He also taught in the Wayne County school system after he came back home. Congratulations to Mr. Copley and thank you for your service. And yesterday, President Trump gave a posthumous award to a Vietnam veteran who led evacuation efforts during the September 11 terror attacks. Reza Korla died while helping people escape the South Tower of the World Trade Center that day. He was awarded the Presidential Citizens Medal in a ceremony at the White House. He was Chief Security Officer at Morgan Stanley's World Trade Center office. The evacuation plans he created are credited with saving many lives during the deadly terror attacks.
Cold start across the region this morning, and as we lose the cloud cover, folks are getting even colder than forecast. Let's get into the cameras this morning, starting with WYMT outside of our studios in Hazard. Not too much going on. A few clouds still left over as we're still at right at freezing 32, but we've dropped a couple of degrees since we started the newscast. Moorhead also dropped to 23 this morning. Prestonsburg and Pikeville still at 28. Wise at 28. London at 28 as well. 32 Williamsburg, Middlesboro, and Jacksboro. Your weather app forecast, you can download that for free. You'll see today lots of sunshine, but again, only 39 for a daytime high. And as we look ahead at the emoji cast, you'll see the next few days sunny and warming up for a little bit. But again, don't get your hopes up for a lot of warmth as we head into next week. We'll talk more about that system here in just a little bit. Madison.
Thanks, Brandon. Thank you for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. A World War II veterans artwork is now on display as part of an exhibit dedicated to veterans. And over 1 million disabled American veterans get services from the DAV every year. And one woman says she believes without the DAV, her son would not be here today.